everyone. Today I am talking about Mexican culture. Now, in Mexico, Spanish is the national language versus in the United States, over 96% of the population speaks English, as well as in Mexico, over 80% of the population considers themselves to be Roman Catholics, versus in the United States, majority of the population considers themselves to be Christians, as well as there is more religious diversity in the United States than there is in Mexico. And if you were to visit Mexico, one of the biggest culture shocks would be Spanish. That when you visit cities, unless they are more touristy cities, they are going to be surrounded by Spanish speakers. So just to prevent any anxiety, I would just learn a few basic Spanish words that'll get you through your visit so much smoother, as well as never drink the tap water in Mexico because that can lead to traveler's diarrhea. So to avoid that, just ask for filtered water. Some traditions in Mexico would be the most obvious one, which is the quinceañera. That is where a young girl turns 15 and becomes a young woman, versus in the United States, young women are mainly seen as women between the ages of 18 to 21, as well as another tradition, which is Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. And most people think that the Day of the Dead is more on Mexico's tradition of Halloween, but that is completely false. It is where they celebrate life and death, where most families in Mexico, depending on where you're at, will set up altars with pictures and little offerings for their family members to invite them home and to listen to their prayers. Some nonverbal behaviors you will notice while being there would be personal space. A lot of Mexicans, when you talk to them, they are pretty close in space. That is just because the greater the distance, the more unfriendly and unwelcoming it is seemed, as well as body language and gestures. They typically use their hands and their arms a lot when conversations, as well as if you're walking down the street and they see you, as a sign of respect, they will give you a nod. So with all of this information, I would say that while visiting Mexico, that you would have more of an understanding on a positive side with seeing their day-to-day normal traditions and normal values, and have a more positive outlook than a negative. So thank you so much for listening in, and